What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, starring yours truly, it's your boy. You already know what it is. Say it with me, Lydell Dinero. And we in the building today. It's episode 279. Slowly making our way through the 79s. About to approach 280, almost episode 300. Should I wait till we get to episode 300 to break in season 5, or should I break in season 5 a little earlier than episode 100? Or excuse me, what is it, 300? Because it's a lot more to go. That's a good 21 more episodes before we get to season 5. So I might break it in between the beginning of it. But anyways, in this episode, we got a lot to talk about. Actually, not really much to talk about, but we got some stuff in Cinema Corner to talk about today. We have Daredevil, the premiere. We have a movie review. We watched Project Hail Mary, so we'll talk about that today. Some NBA updates, some MLB Opening Day stuff to talk. Plenty to talk about. So you're here at the right podcast if you're really ready to talk about some bias. So, Lydell Dinero, Best of Bias Podcast. It's the weekend. Let's get right into it. No further delay. Where that theme song at? It's right here, baby. And y'all like the new thumbnails, don't you? You like those? Told you I've been working. Let's get right into it. We'll talk more about it. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. One more time. Where that theme song at? It's right here, baby. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? We here. We made it to another weekend, another episode of Bias to get to y'all. It's your boy Lydell Dinero, coming in hot. Episode 279, bringing you the most bias of all bias out there in the podcast world. I'd like to welcome you to another episode, man, where I like to let you guys know everything that's on my mind, and it's what's on your mind. You never know what bias we bring to the table. A little bit of everything, talking weekly pop culture and sports topics from the last 2 weeks. You already know how it goes. If you guys are part of the family and are always here, but new listeners, I welcome you to one of the best podcasts on the market, one of the most underrated podcasts on the market, one of the most unknown great podcasts on the market, but I'm glad you're here to experience this so you can tell all your friends. Before we get into it, hit that like, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss a new podcast that drop every week. We drop every week, man. You know what I'm saying? Though we just a startup pod, nothing like these big production pods that got groups of 7, 8 people pulling up every week to do a pod maybe 2 times a week. Your boy been putting in that work. Every week we got a little bit of something to talk about. Something happens in pop culture every week. So we got to talk about it. We can't let you guys go without hearing from the pod our opinions about these pop culture events, sporting events that happen. Trailers we talked about last week, Dune, Spider-Man. There's events happening this summer that must be talked about. There's people trying to go viral constantly on these social spheres that we need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'd be remiss if I didn't come in here and let y'all know how I felt about these situations and get how you guys felt. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see in the pod too, because you never know what topics and what we're going to be talking about in the next couple pods. And you know what I'm saying? Sorry, you guys, in advance if I get a little sweaty today. I don't know what's going on in the studio. These recessed lights, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little fancy. Wanted to be fancy, but that shit adds like 70, 100 degrees and a shadow over my face, so you can't really see me that well. I didn't really shave today anyways. Next episode, I'll be shaved, so I ain't really nothing good to look at right now anyways. But, hey, don't worry. I got my towel. I won't be glistening too much, you know what I'm saying? I'll try to keep dry for y'all. But without further ado, how you guys doing today? How y'all feeling? We made it to another weekend. Yeah, you push play today. So God woke you up today, or the higher power, whoever you believe in, woke you up today. So that's a blessing right there. But us being at the weekend and maybe through your stressful work week, or through the most stressful part of the week, even if you have work on the weekend, the people that you deal with will probably be in a lot better spirits on the weekend. So let's just give it that and be happy we made it here this week. Hopefully it wasn't too stressful. And if it was stressful, I like to be the one to let you guys know that in this pod, You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring those stress levels down. We're going to bring that cholesterol down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Them cortisol levels, we're going to drop them in this pod. You know what I'm saying? We like to have a little fun. Nothing too serious. But we let you guys know what you need to know. You know what I'm saying? We get serious sometimes when we need to get serious. But, you know, it's all fun, all bias here. We respect everybody's opinions. And we out here just talking about it and having fun. Yeah. So enough of the precursors. You know what we about to do. We about to talk a little bit of sports. We go into that pop culture. And then we'll get into that cinema corner where we have the meat, pause, if you will, of the podcast, where I have a lot to talk about. I'll speed through these kind of quick topics to talk about, you know, give you guys a little moose-booze, if you will, a little palate cleanser, so we can get to the big stuff. But let's start with a little bit of sports right now. Let's start with the MLB, huh? Because it's opening day today. Shout out to all my baseball fans out there. If you're listening to this, it's opening day for everybody. I'm recording this on Thursday, actually, a little bit late of a recording to get you guys the pod on Friday. But, you know, we work fast out here. We got to do what we got to do to get the people the pod. But, yeah, we had the actual opening day game, Yankees versus Giants, on Netflix, of all places, which is kind of crazy to see that Netflix is the place where we go to get the home opener or the season opener of a major sport. It's kind of weird because that probably cuts it off for other people not to be able to watch. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really the biggest baseball fan. I'm a baseball fan for sure, but like I'm not like the diehard that'll watch everybody else's teams play. You know what I'm saying? You know how I rock. I watch the Braves games anytime, but I'm not gonna sit there and be locked into the Yankees Giants. Though I'm from the Bay, and I respect what the Giants got going on, and of course I'll tune in just the beginning, just the spirit of it, like first pitches, national anthem, you know, take me out to the ball game, rah 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 type shit. But yeah, Giants got that work put on them in the first inning. 5-0. I think the game ended being 7-0, so we didn't really get to see much, and we were kind of just going through the motions of the opening day type deal. And again, people that their teams didn't really play and didn't have Netflix didn't really rush to go find it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the numbers are from Netflix, but we got to think about this sometimes, you know, because a lot of people watch baseball, and you already heard the complaints that were going on about Peacock and NBA already spreading their games to everywhere, and when there's games on, people can't find them or don't have access to the subscription. So baseball, you got to be careful putting your sport behind these paywalls. I know Apple, Netflix, and all them want pieces of the pie and want to get you guys behind that paywall, but hey, bro, if you want people to watch your games, I mean, legally at least, legally or illegally, you still got to get those places, especially opening day, bro. You know, that's like having the Super Bowl on fucking Peacock or having the Super Bowl on fucking Paramount Plus. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's not going to have those things, and it's all about viewership, and we're always comparing numbers to the next year's numbers. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that. And that's how you judge how much money you're going to give the players, how much money you're going to give the teams, the TV agreements and stuff like that. So Netflix, I know they probably gave you the bag, MLB, but let's get a little bit better. And put more than one game. One game is kind of nuts. There's so many games on today that it doesn't really, you know, it's hard to keep track, especially if you're a bettor, a gambler, I'm sure you're super excited about it, but everybody else is like, damn, we got to, me and the Braves personally, we don't even play till Friday, so though I like baseball, you feel me, we still gotta wait, but the spirit of it is on today to let me be a party pooper. If your team's playing today, holla. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a long season. I wish you guys prosperity. Unless you're in the NL East, fuck you, and I hope you lose every game. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, and let's play ball, you feel me? Ronald Acuna coming hot off the Venezuela win in the WBC. Hopefully that can carry over, him stay healthy on the Braves. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some shit this year. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got some young firepower. Drake Baldwin showing out. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of nowhere. Young, of course, Michael Harris, you know what I'm saying? Ozzie Albies, of course, the stalwart. Come on, Austin Riley, let's stay healthy this year. Matt Olson, let's do a little something. You already know what Ronald's going to do. Pitching staff, Chris Sale, please stay healthy. Strider already hurt again. I don't know why this man's always hurt. He comes out his rookie year, and it shows out as a phenom. But every year after that, with the high expectations, he just gets hurt. And Chris Sale, too. How you going to get hurt and get back spasms? Oh, man. When we need you. Yeah, so this year I'm hoping for something different, a different outlook. I'm going to be way more involved. Maybe that's what they were missing last year. Maybe they were missing me on their side, reporting on the pod to see what's going on with the Braves, you know what I'm saying? But let's play ball, you know what I'm saying? I know I got a lot of Dodgers friends out there, fan friends out there, hoping for that three-peat. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that, man, because baseball, the way the Dodgers are stacking up players. I get it, whoop-de-doo, everybody can do it, all that rah-rah everybody be saying that's not really true in the long run. They got unlimited payroll out there in LA, and the location of LA, you can entice players a lot easier than going anywhere else. I get it. Everybody else can do it, blah, 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 but everybody else isn't in LA. I know it's not the team's fault, but just make it a little more fair. I mean, you did it in every other sport. Baseball, I feel like there's no hard cap, so they can just do whatever they want. Promise money that's not going to be, that they don't have at the moment, and they can just push it till 2029, 2030, just knowing they're going to recoup the money from the team being so good. I don't know if that's necessarily fair. I mean, maybe that's malpractice in the long run because, the players aren't getting paid up front, and they are okay with that because they know what's going to happen in the back end and know the money that the Dodgers can make. But, I don't know, man. It's harder for other teams to do that, and if it's harder for other teams to do that, it should... Competitive advantage for a team that's always winning anyways is kind of crazy. And for everybody to be okay with it just because it's in a big market that everybody likes to see win because they're a glory program, it's kind of crazy to me. Organization is crazy to me, but I'm not gonna sit here and be a hater. You know what I'm saying? If we win, it's gonna be even that more sweet to win a World Series under those circumstances. And anybody that does beat them, if they do beat them, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have the world against you, just like these Lakers we're going to talk about here soon. Everybody loves these guys, and we'll see what happens, man. Again, I don't want to make baseball a negative thing and just think it's an end-all, be-all that the Dodgers are going to win it all. But you got Ohtani pitching this year. You know what he did last year, just hitting. I don't know. We're going to see. Braves, make some noise, bro. We're one of the fucking big market programs. We're one of the big market organizations in this sport, bro. We in my other sports, my teams may have a competitive advantage, like a disadvantage because of where they're located. But Atlanta, in baseball, we're known for getting free agents as well. We're known for making moves. We're known for being in the playoffs. Let's make this shit happen this year, bro. It's early, you know what I'm saying? You guys get your shit together. It may be rough the first couple of games, getting everything together, especially with Strider being out. But we'll see. Let's get some shit going, you know what I'm saying? MLB fans, stand up. I'll be here for y'all this time. I promise y'all. Flag football. I know this is kind of old, maybe like a week and a half old now, but I will have to make my statements about this. USA flag football team, hey, I get it. I get your stance. I get it, but flag football is something else. I got homies that I know that play flag football, and I see them on Instagram playing flag football, and I'm like, this shit is different. This is literally like NFL street. You know what I'm saying? You can throw the ball horizontally. You can double pass the ball. There's no linemen, so I don't know what's going on with the free rusher. They got to count Mississippi's or what, or how that works. But it looks like when they played out here for Fanatics USA, Team USA versus the NFL players and social media, Instagram influencers and all that shit, the USA team showed their ass. Pause. They young quarterback, what's his name? Daryl Doucette, who said that he's probably better than Patrick Mahomes at flag football and probably can beat Patrick Mahomes, play better. And Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be able to take his spot on a Olympic team for flag football. And all the NFL fans say, hey, little flag football guys, sit down. Like, this is nothing like football. You guys will get torched by NFL guys. We saw that's not necessarily true. It is true and not true at the same time. One, I respect the players that have been doing it for years and years and that are up for the Olympics and that can do it in the Olympics, that are the Olympic guys. I respect them for sure because they worked really hard to get to the level they are. Probably so many tournaments, so much money spent, so much time spent. And for them just to be like, oh, it's in the Olympics now, you guys are just going to be replaced by people that do it in the NFL. We just assume that they can play your sport better than you. I get it. They want to show face and show how good they actually are. But me personally, I think if there was NFL players that weren't in the NFL, that were dedicating themselves to train like flag football people, that we actually have football skills, I think they could do it. You have to give them some time to learn the rules, be able to be flexible, like these niggas doing these, like flag football, bro. Again, it's nothing like football because the moves you have to make to not get your flag taken, they're crazy moves that you fucking Spider-Man moves, moving your back, bending, sliding on turf, being able to move your hips, like horizontal moves that will take a big muscly guy's ACLs Achilles. I don't know. Just take those easily. So I just kind of feel like you have to be I don't want to say smaller guy, because I do see bigger guys out there playing flag football, but you have to be limber. You have to not be the fastest, strongest guy out there, but you have to be football smart in a sense to where, okay, I know where to stop and get open to where there's space. And I know where there's lateral rules to where I can pitch the ball back if I'm about to be, get my flag pulled to where I can throw it across the field where there's nobody at. And this fast-ass guy that probably runs a 4.2 in real life, just moving horizontally, and it's just crazy. It's a different sport. But I'm glad we got to see some of the best. You saw Odell go out there and muscle 2 people. You saw Tom Brady out there at 45, 46 years old making plays against the Team USA guys. But when it came to playing defense against the Team USA guys, the people they had out there had no chance. You had real-life NFL safeties. Antoine Winfield was out there. Luke Kuechly, legend NFL linebacker, retired now, but catching those little guys in space and not being able to tackle them and having to grab the flag, it puts these linebackers at a disadvantage. You really have to have all DBs out there if you're going to actually have them compete that can cover and that can run and grab the flags of these young guys, especially with the quarterback rules. If you can just have one free rusher and the quarterback can just take off whenever they want to and just be fast-ass, shifty guys that are just in space, able just to do what they do, it's a little different. It's a little different. And I can really see how ankles can get taken, injuries could happen if you're not really practiced and prepared for this stuff. So I get where Young Doucette was saying they really smacked the NFL guys. But again, if the NFL guys had a year to practice, learn the playbook, learn the rules, and now we're out there just trying to be cool, I think they'd give those guys a run for their money. But I thought it was a good way for Fanatics to get out there and showcase the Team USA flag football team and, keep Tom Brady and Logan Hall promoting whatever they promote all the time and get people to watch and get attention to flag football. I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Brady starts a flag football league professionally in the near future. You know what I'm saying? Just actually testing everybody's interest in it. But it was cool competition and really good to see. You know what I'm saying? So shout out USA. I'm sure they'll represent us well in flag football, though it may be different than regular football, American football originated in USA. So if they go anywhere else in the world and lose, then we have a conversation to have. But Team USA, we support you. Though, we saw Doucette up there crying. You know how much that means to him, though. We tested y'all with saying NFL players will go out there and smash y'all. Though there were social media influencers out there too, not necessarily NFL players. If it came down to it, I think NFL players would give you a run for your money if the right players got out there on the right days and didn't have things to risk and making millions of dollars doing other things. But hey, shout out. It was fun to watch. Did y'all watch it? Was I just rambling about some shit y'all didn't watch, or did y'all watch it? Hopefully y'all did. NBA MVP race. You already know what I'm going to say about this, man. Everybody else is just trying to replicate the greatness of Nikola Jokic. You know what I'm saying? We won MVP. I say we because I feel like I was part of that shit. You see what I'm rapping right here. Y'all see the man. Y'all see the GOAT on the t-shirt. You feel me? He should have won pretty much 5 years in a row. Every year they have to figure out some way to hate on Nikola Jokic and downplay the things that he's doing to try to give somebody else the MVP. I get it. It may get stale and uninteresting giving Jokic the MVP every year, but stats don't lie. Maybe you guys can just try to slander us every year by saying that they're not a top seed. We go through the rigmaroles of the regular season, have ups and downs like everybody else does. But when the MVP is given, it's usually in the postseason, anyways. But they find little ways to discredit what Jokic is doing. At the beginning of this season, he was putting up outstanding numbers, averaging about 28 points, almost a triple-double, with almost 70% shooting or something crazy like that. Then he got his knee injury, missed almost a month or so, came back a little slower, but is now back to doing things that are unheard of. Last 2 games, averaged at least 15. Last game he played last night, he had 23, 21 and 19. Game before that he had 23, 17 and 17 or something crazy like that. Just crazy shit that is never done, but Jokic does it every night, and they don't even talk about it on TV. Jamal Murray had 53 points along with a 23, 21, and 19 game from Jokic, and they didn't mention it. That's kind of the shit that I hate about the NBA, bro. It's especially the teams that I pick to watch, it's just they decide to just shit on those teams. I hear about the fucking Milwaukee Bucks. I hear about the Washington Wizards. I hear about the OKC Thunder. I get it. They're good. They have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But who else is fucking interesting on that team? We have a team full of dogs, a duo that's doing shit that's not even heard of. Jamal Murray has multiple 50-point games this year, had a 40-pointer, all-star, all-NBA for the first year. We don't hear about it. We don't hear about it at all. They rather talk about the fucking Philadelphia 76ers and the Indiana Pacers, how they're going to get DeBonza at number 1. Like, bro, what's going on? SGA, they make bigger deal about SGA scoring 20 points for 30 games in a row. Who cares? This fool shoots 15 free throws a game. Who gives a fuck? When did we start making records for fucking 20-point games? Who gives a fuck about that? If it's LeBron doing that, somebody for like 21 years, I get it. But what kind of accolade is that? He's scoring like 30 points. I don't think he's the leading scorer in the NBA. I think Luka is leading the league in scoring, if I'm not mistaken. But all he does is score. That's all he does. And they want to give him back-to-back MVPs for that? Okay, he's the number 1 record in the East, or the West by far. Well, maybe not that far, because San Antonio's kind of right behind him, but so what? Like, Luka is almost averaging a triple-double with almost as many points, like 28, 29 points. Like 9 and 8. Wemby is doing it on the defensive end and still averaging about 20 points and like 15 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would SGA even be in consideration right now, besides the fact that he has a good record? Luka, I can understand, but his averages are only beating Jokic's in points, and they're the 3 seed and we're the 4 seed, separated by a game and a half. So if you're gonna give standing something, Luka scored a bunch of 30-point games this year. I get it, but Jokic missed a month and could score 30 points a game in his sleep if he really wanted to, but he adds about 15, 12, 13, 14 assists a game, and is the only person on the team that can actually get rebounds. Still averaging about 1.5 assists a game, or steals a game, though people say he doesn't play defense. That 1.5 assist or 1.5 steal is added to Luka's accolades to try to get him MVP as well. The Spurs are the 2 seed. Wemby is a great on defense. He could average 4 or 5 blocks a game, but he's also 7'6". That's what you're supposed to do. He needs to score some more points, though he has a team full of scorers that can score points. Hey, bro. And he's making gripes about how it's an offensive league, and though people need to pay more credence to defense as well. I get it. You want to win the MVP, but, hey, bro, you got to score. You got to score, too. It's just like a full circle of, like, ironic rule points and criteria that you're making that shifts for each player. It's like Jokic won the first 2 years. The third year they wanted to give it to Embiid. He should have won that year. Jokic won after that. The year after that, still incredible numbers. SGA versus Jokic. They found a way not to give it to Jokic. So this year SGA is pretty much averaging the same thing, not doing anything outstanding besides averaging. He had a bunch of 30-point games this year. I'm not gonna lie. But again, it's free throws and grifting. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. Voters should take that in consideration. Wemby is doing crazy shit that we've never seen before, but he is off the court a lot. And other players on his team, Castle, DeAndre Fox, they're winning games without him. So he's really, 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 really good. But to be an MVP season, we have to see consistency and incrementally better numbers on the offensive side for Wemby to beat Jokic, being another center that's up for MVP. In my opinion. Defensively, you have to average 10 blocks. Because it's not going to read the same to MVP voters. I'm just going to tell you that. Luka is the closest thing that should be competing with Jokic, but Jokic's numbers are better in every category except for scoring. Doesn't make sense. I get it. Y'all don't like Jokic. Y'all don't want to give him the MVP every year. Y'all don't think he's athletic enough. Y'all don't think his game translates into the showy shit that deserves MVP every year, though his numbers reflect it. I get it. But don't give it to SGA for some bullshit. If you're going to give it to anybody, give it to Luka just because of the shit that he's gone through, the trading of him to the Lakers, and him still being able to do what he's doing with a whole different situation, with the drama that's going on in his life. Wemby, he'll get his. He has a million years to do it. SGA already got his. Jokic's numbers in his season, you can't doubt it. on the. You can't say shit about it. So to me, it's really between Luka and Jokic. And if you want to give it to Luka because his standings are better and they may end up with a better record, I get it. And they're best friends, so I feel like they wouldn't be mad about it anyways. But don't do the SGA thing. That shit's whack as fuck. And Wemby, I get it, but I don't think you're the most. I think you're the most valuable player on the team, yes, but I feel like he hasn't necessarily been the most valuable this year, if that makes sense. Because they've been winning hella games with him being out with his various injuries he's had this year. So that's my take on it. I know it's best of bias, and I'm giving you bias on that. I know Jokic should win it every year. You guys do too if you guys watch ball. Like nobody's ever has put up 15 games in back-to-back games. And nobody this season has put up multiple 50-point games with less than 6 free throws like Jamal Murray did. So, give us our credit, bro. I know y'all like to love every other team and give every other team credit. I get it. We ain't out here talking shit, beating people up, making hella controversy in the atmosphere, but we get a little respect. Can you guys actually just show us some love when we do something good? Y'all give LeBron, I get LeBron deserves everything in the world, but y'all give him 3 hours on fucking all the TV shows. If he just fucking shines his shoes on the court, niggas is actually out there throwing up games that you've never seen before and you don't even get mentioned, bro. Anyways, moving off sports, but that's my sports takes for today. Let's move into pop culture. May 2nd, we got something that's gonna be epic coming up Netflix. You guys are doing your thing, man. I get it why you guys probably backed out of that Paramount WB deal, because y'all got shit in the making that'll make y'all some money in the meantime. The Kevin Hart roast May 2nd is gonna be hilarious. I know everybody out there is fun to hate on Kevin Hart, not to like Kevin Hart, blah 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 blah. He's one of the funniest people in the world to me, and that's to me. It's my bias, and I'll say it. I don't know when this. I mean, maybe he's overexposed. He's everywhere out there right now when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to businesses, commercials. Kevin Hart's everywhere. Maybe you're tired of seeing Kevin Hart, but he's fucking funny, man. His movies sometimes are corny. I get it, but hey, he's making that bread. He's doing his thing stand up. Real Husbands of Hollywood is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, and the fact that he did that and made that showed that if he had his hands in all the shit that he was doing, his own shit, it'll be hilarious. It's, people don't like his scripted stuff. People don't like the roles he plays in movies. Hey, he's not writing his roles in these movies. Though he may be typecast sometimes, hey, he's great at doing like the animated stuff. He's amazing. His movies where it's like you can tell there's writers in there writing the script and shit, but like you can tell his sense of humor is kind of baked in there a little bit, and you can actually see hints of the true Kevin Hart that he is on social media, and when he's doing his own little comedy thing, it's just hilarious to me, and he could just make me laugh just being regular Kevin Hart. So maybe I'm just fucking glazing, but shit's gonna be hilarious. The people that are probably gonna get up there and talk, The Rock, fucking, I don't know, everybody knows him. Tom Brady's probably gonna get up there and get on him. Keenan's probably gonna get up there and get on him. Jeff Ross, of course, is gonna get up there and get on him. Nikki Glazer, all the usual roast people are gonna be there. And then his clapbacks at the end are gonna be amazing too. So I'm excited to see that quality programming, I'm sure. I mean, for you Kevin Hart haters, maybe there's something for you to tune into, because people are gonna be getting on him and making fun of him. And comedy, man, is making a comeback, man. I know y'all seen that Drewski skit where he be dressing up as white people and stuff like that. The provocativeness is coming back, man. I know a lot of the white comedians are like, okay, the door is open now for us to do some blackface stuff. Hey, man, if it's in the heart of comedy and it doesn't be blatantly racist, I'm all for it, man. Comedy needs to come back. Laughter is key, man. It's unexplainable the feeling you get when you actually feel something genuinely funny and you're in there, you bust out into a belly roll laugh. You know what I'm saying? You feel it in your belly and your eyes start to water. There's no experience, and you get to feel that in a group of people, and you take that laugh to somebody else to show them, and then they laugh, bruh. That's the best feeling in the world. So I'm all about comedy. I know sometimes it's gonna be a little edgy, a little sketchy, hurt some people's feelings, but that's where, yeah, man, I love comedy. So sorry. Sometimes when I come off on this podcast, I might be a little edgy. So it's all in love, man. It's all in love and comedy. I listen to a bunch of comedy podcasts, so it could be rubbing off on me. A lot of comedians, freaking the Andrew Schultz of the world, Kev on stage, Lamorne. Who else I'll be listening to? Andrew Santino, Bobby. I forgot Bobby's last name. But you know Bobby. You know Bobby and Andrew. Shout out Charlemagne. Shout out Joe Budden. So, like, a lot of people I listen to in my spare time, you know what I'm saying? Comedy is key. Comedy is love. Comedy is how we keep everybody interested in coming back. You know, we ain't got to be serious all the gosh darn time. So sometimes when, you know, the most famous people are able to laugh at themselves, we're able to hear jokes about people that we may feel the same way when they're telling those jokes. And to see Kevin Hart's reaction, I know it's all in good spirit and you're getting paid a lot of money to do these things. I don't know, man. It's a lot of stuff, the good stuff that's coming back television wise, man. The verses, well, you know what I'm saying? I think there might be a Tyrese versus Tank versus coming up tonight or tomorrow. So a lot of shit that's been showing us love in a time that we do need to have stuff that we enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's not always the safest outside. You know what I'm saying? So give us something to do inside with each other, with our families to enjoy. I don't know if Netflix and the Roast of Kevin Hart is going to be for the family, but hey, for the 18 and up family, if you want some laughs, check that out, man. I can't wait to see that. Alan Ritchson moto incident. I don't know if you guys seen this. I mean, I got to spend much time on it, but I thought it was interesting, man. Talking about being outside, bro. Alan, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. If it's Hutchison, I think it's Alan Hitchson. Is it Hitchison? Whatever. Reacher, what's his name from Blue Mountain State? Thad Castle. You know what I'm talking about. Big buff ass dude. He was riding his motorcycle in his neighborhood with, looks like, with two of his kids, and this crazy ass dude jumps in front of him and starts a confrontation. I don't know what the male version of a Karen is. I don't know how do you explain that, but it just seems like a neighbor was upset about Alan out there with his bike with his kids driving up and down the street having his bike be loud. I don't understand what the guy's gripe was. He has a dirt bike. You can't even drive a dirt bike without it being hella loud. He's outside fixing it, working on it, so I'm sure his shit's loud too. I don't know what his gripe was. He says Alan and his kids were speeding up and down the little cul-de-sac way, and he didn't like it very much, so he decided to go out there and just stand in front of Alan's bike while he's driving down the street. There's body cam footage of it, and the neighbors and stuff in the neighborhood got footage of it. It didn't seem like he was driving hella fast. He was just driving down the street. He has kids behind him, so he's not going to be smashing down the street and having the kids drive hella fast too. So it's kind of like, what are you talking about? But the guy puts himself in front of the bike while he's driving. You can see Alan try to get around him, but dude just kind of jumps in the way and kind of pushes the bike back and makes him drop his bike. Well, first of all, that would piss me off too, scratching the paint on my bike, which probably costs hella money to fix. It's like, bro, what's your problem? First of all, this man is cock diesel, pause, like 6-something, and you're gonna jump in his way? It just seems like something that you're trying to do to go viral, just to be seen, just to make a scene and be a male Karen. You know what I'm saying? He says that he's speeding, starts cussing at him, and even in his statement that he puts on video after getting beat up, he says he does push Alan, which is probably not the right thing to do. He did push him a couple of times, and Alan put his bike out of the way politely, and dude tried to get tough, and he got his ass whooped. Rightfully so. You're gonna be rolling up to somebody while they're trying to drive down the street, get in the way to where they can't avoid you to make you either get hit or them fall off their bike. That's endangering them. It's endangering the kids behind them. So I don't know how you expected Alan to react. He whooped his ass. 2 reacher punches to the face, sat his ass down. And he's like, are you fucking insane, dog? You know who I'm at? Alan, you know what I'm saying? He might be screaming and shit on Blue Mountain State. You might see him on social media singing R&B and shit, but ain't shit sweet. He got his shit 2-pieced, and he was talking on video with a big-ass red mark on his forehead trying to play victim. But, bro, we saw what happened. The police came and claimed Alan was in self-defense by, you know, protecting himself. For there's the guy jumping and pushing him off his bike, just jumping in the road. And, bro, I don't know what you were trying to do. I don't know if this was promotion for the next Reacher that's coming out or what. I don't know if you're trying to get him in trouble, make him seem like he was in the wrong. You had kids there to witness it. You're trying to start trouble in front of kids. Who do you think the cop's side you're going to be on? This nigga sings R&B. He's big as fucking sings R&B. These cops ain't gonna fuck with him. He's probably the nicest guy in the world. And you try to take him out of character for what? So he can lose roles? So you can get a little bit of money? He taught your ass, Mr. Sir. I don't even know your name. Your name doesn't even deserve to be put on this pod because you're trying to take down my nigga Allen. He's supposed to be the next Batman, bro. Chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out. Next story, LaRussell, man. This one will be quick too because LaRussell's been in the mix a lot lately and not for the right reasons, man. He's been on a trajectory that's been amazing the last couple of years. And we all know a lot of the times when it's a local star, local celebrity, crabs in the bucket mentality type of thing, especially, I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot of people outside the Bay Area just don't understand LaRussell, don't necessarily understand his come up, and I just hate that he's with Roc Nation, man. After the announcement of him signing to Roc Nation after being independent for so long, the hate just started. And I can honestly say it's not necessarily the media's fault for a lot of the shit that's been going on with LaRussell. He has been saying some shit that he probably could have kept to himself and not gotten to as much trouble. I mean, if this was what he really wanted, and if he is unaffected by this stuff, and any publicity is good publicity, I feel it. But at the same time, he did deactivate all his social medias after the most recent incident. He does his shows at his little pergola at the back of his house in Vallejo. In the latest incident, he came out and performed a song that his producer told him not to perform just because of the racy stuff he says in it. I don't really know the song. I haven't listened to the song, but it's called Heaven Sent. And he just lists off a bunch of people who were apparently heaven sent. He goes through a list of names that you may think, of course, this person's heaven sent, but you have to know it in context because you like Malcolm is heaven sent, Martin is heaven sent, Hitler too, even Donald, they had heaven sent. Like, it's a little heavy, especially for the people in this generation. They're going to be ultra sensitive to everything you say and take it at face value without actually being very, very, very deep when it comes to what you're trying to say, especially in music nowadays. People listen to the most basic, simple, in-your-face music, and if you have to think at all, it's like, oh, we don't like this music, we have to think about it. So having your producer say that, maybe knowing the business and the reaction it got, I know you're probably just trying to say that everybody's made in God's eye and God's glory, so even though they've done bad things, you know what I'm saying, don't condemn them as not somebody that God would... what is he? I don't know. I can't really explain it. So he didn't really do a good job in explaining it, but I can see where he was kind of going. All humans are humans, no matter what the human has done, made in God's image type of deal. But yeah, the Kanye thing, the wars that are going on, hypersensitive entertainment industry, just a super focused hyper eye on Roc Nation. There's, especially with the shit that he said about Lil Wayne, even though it's taken out of context, people are looking for a reason to knock you down and not give you a second chance based on those statements, regardless of if it was taken out of context or not. This was another thing that they could be like, look at this motherfucker, he is not who he said he was, one, and now that he got with Roc Nation, he's just saying hella controversial shit just to get famous. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what he's about, man. And I feel like he senses that. So he did turn off his social media for a while, disconnect his stuff, and work on the music, man. Show everybody the talent you have behind the scenes. Don't get caught into the regional, oh, you're only going to pop out here in the Bay Area or on the West Coast, and now everybody's looking down on you outside the West. Nah, use that talent. None of the publicity. You're doing the interview runs. Just start working on projects. Get those features out, because that's what everybody wants to hear. They hear you on Roc Nation now. They expect high-class features, high-class marketing, high-class stuff to get your music out there and people to know who LaRussell is. Right now, this year you say you made 40 albums and nothing has popped yet, and you hear what Joe Budden and them are saying on the podcast. Show them LaRussell. Show they ass, bro. I know you can. I know you got the character in you. You know what I'm saying? You're big time now. Let's just, we can't do the shit that we were doing an independent route. We got to be a little bit more media trained, PR trained. You know what I'm saying? You can be you to the fullest. It's just, sometimes being overexposed can cause a lot of drama. especially before you reach the peak. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, a lot of times it happens when people are at the peak and they give a little too much and show a little bit too much of themselves, and people start to realize, oh, this person is not somebody that I like for all these years. Maybe I don't like this person as much. But if that happens before you actually reach the top, that's just that's fucking counterproductive. So LaRussell, you got this, bro. I know you do. Put out some more freestyle videos, battle some people, let them know it ain't sweet, because I know a lot of people got shit to say. You know what I'm saying? Show them what you got signed for, rather than the controversial stuff that gets people fucked up and they want to throw you in that box. You feel me? So ain't no hate coming from this way, I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? Just show these motherfuckers why they signed you over there. And then lastly, Mike Will made it. I got to touch on some music real quick. Their album Reset just dropped. Man, it got some slaps on there. That's the most recent album I've been slapping. You know what I'm saying? Had a new Young Thug slap, Russian Roulette on there. Got Travis Porter back in the building with Standing Ovation. Sa Baby on the song Time on there. Did his thing. He's been on a run lately. Who else got slaps? T.I., Young Dro, and Killer Mike. He got OG the Juice Man got a slap on there. There's a lot of good music, man. Young Boy and Chief Keef with Hotels. They got a lot of songs, a lot of music for a lot of people. Got a J. Cole freestyle, OFG on there talking his shit. Production's amazing, of course, as you see all the time with Mike Will. Good listen. And we may be getting Drake soon, man. A lot of his team has been changing their logos to the Iceman symbol or a diamond or something like that, implying the Iceman's about to drop. Academics, his close friend, saying it's about to drop. Ben the Don, his close associate, streamer friend, said shit's about to drop. So I'm excited, man. It's time for some good music from him. We heard good music from everybody else. Everybody else been dropping some shit that we expected. So now it's time for Drake, man. Give us some slaps. Sometimes it's slaps. It's time for you to come out. Not like that, but come out and show us what you've been hiding in the tuck, man. You've been previewing this music for a long time, so we're ready to see what it's time for. Get the summer slaps out. You know, Drake's all about the summer vibes to get people dancing, get you out on that yacht, out on that beach, turn it on during the pregame in the club. So hopefully we got some good shit. No more drama, no more of the beef shit. We don't need that. Let's get to the party music. Let's get to the dance music. That's what we need, man. Everybody's getting to it in the music industry right now, and I'm happy to see it. We need some Gunna music. Young Thug supposed to be dropping a new album. Hopefully we're getting that So Much Fun Young Thug, because that's the best Young Thug to me. So Much Fun is So Much Fun Deluxe, I should say. It's one of my favorite albums of all time by him. One of my favorite albums of all time, period. It was just a good time in rap, and everybody loves Young Thug, but primetime Young Thug for me at his best album wise was right there. So check out music. It's all in DSPs right now. Hopefully, you know, we get some new music to talk about on the next episode, but I'll be remiss if I didn't go. I like to say remiss, you guys know that. If I didn't talk about some music and get you guys something to listen to, man. I need to start making playlists and provide those for y'all on Netflix, on YouTube or something as well that y'all can download. You know what I mean? Maybe on Apple Music, you know what I'm saying? Get y'all vibing a little playlist. You know what I'm saying? Should I make some playlists for YouTube? Get some shit going, do a little DJ set, you know what I'm saying? Get y'all something to download if you got YouTube Prime. YouTube Prime is pretty sick if you ain't got it yet, you know what I'm saying? A little plug. No ads. It makes YouTube like a whole nother streaming service. That's amazing. What we got? Cinema Corner, Project Hail Mary. Let's get right into it, man. It's Lydell style review. Before I get into it, spoiler alert to anybody who hasn't seen it, who's going to go see it. Sorry, I had to drink some water real quick. Sorry if I don't give the most precise review, but I'll give what I did see and remember. It was a really good movie, man. It wasn't necessarily the best movie in the world, but we did get IMAX. It was really good production-wise, really heartfelt, fun family movie. It's always fun to see movies in outer space, and we get to see the vastness of the universe and see things out there. It's really cool. Ryan Gosling did his thing. Basically, I mean, just to make the long story short, it's not the most complex storyline, but you know what I'm saying, like all movies nowadays, the world's gonna end. But this time it was due to this bacteria that was eating the sun, basically. And without the sun, the planet's gonna die. And I guess this happens. It's happening right now, and it would die in 30 years if this team of scientists didn't go up into space and try to figure out what this bacteria is and how they can stop it from eating the sun. And I think it's called astrophage in this movie. basically a team of scientists are preparing to go out here and do this, but for some reason the astrophage is really combustible. They had some stored in the lab. The whole lab blew up, killing hell of the scientists that were going to go into space. So they ended up only having a small ass team that was able to go, which included this small time teacher who was called in to advise on how maybe the astrophage could be, contained and could save the world. He was a top scientist who, for some reason, was discredited or disbarred or some shit like that. Disbarred, because that's for lawyers and shit. But for some reason, got discredited and decided to step back and be a teacher. They called him up because he was an expert. We didn't really see that in the beginning because he was just kind of like this happy-go-lucky guy who seems like he loved teaching kids, and just this scientist that, this goofy scientist guy. But what this industry calls upon him to go to space and to help figure out how to, save the planet and devise this plan. After all the scientists die, they kind of make this scientist, his name is Grace, go to space to try to figure out the solution himself. Though he doesn't want to go, he wants to stay on Earth and save the world. He's like, okay, if the world's going to die in 30 years, I'd rather stay here, because if you go to space to try to save the planet, it's a death mission because they don't have enough astrophage to get them back to the Earth. So they're basically going out there to like a 3-year, 3 to 11 year, I don't know how long it was, but I think it was 3 years, voyage out to the astrophage that was eating the sun. But when you figure it out, you have to send pods back to Earth because you're gonna die eventually in space because they can't get back. So it was a death mission basically. He didn't want to go. He was definitely didn't want to go. He didn't want to go out there and just die because he's basically throwing his life away and he's not even going to get to enjoy the planet he is saving. So he's like, nah, fuck that. But it ends up they fucking drug his ass, put him in a induced coma, and he just ends up waking up on the ship, not remembering who he was or why he's there, which is fucked up. We don't figure this out until the end, but throughout the story we're figuring out that he didn't want to be here. He was just advising. He figured out how he can, neutralize the astrophage that was eating the sun, but he didn't want to go out there to do it and throw his life away. But the government is fucked up, and it was their last resort, and they're gonna save the planet at all costs. They kind of just drugged his ass and threw him on the plane, which was fucked up because when he woke up on the spacecraft, the other 2 scientists that went with him were already dead, which was even more fucked up. So he was out there by himself, basically, one, by force, not remembering who he was, and then trying to figure out basically how to fly a ship by himself. The pilot was dead, and then how to do everything alone because basically he wasn't an astronaut. He was just a scientist, and it was a fucked up situation. So throughout the movie, he's just gliding through space, trying to figure out who he is. He actually does figure out who he is and why he's there, but he doesn't know how he's going to do it. Just on his space station, floating around in space, until he's approached by this big-ass, weird-ass vessel that he doesn't know what it is. Eventually, yada yada yada, he meets this alien that looks like a rock, learns how to communicate with it, becomes his best friend. They together figure out what the astrophage is, and how they can mix it with, I forgot exactly what they mix it with. Oh yeah, there was this planet that was eating the astrophage, and the planet wasn't infected because the bacteria on the outside of the planet was eating the astrophage and wasn't having it affect the planet's core. So they decided to go gather some of that bacteria, have it eat the astrophage that was eating the sun, and that's how they planned to save the planet. But a whole bunch of trials and tribulations happen between them. The rock alien can't survive in Grace's plane because of the atmospheric difference, and then Grace can't survive on Rocky's planet or spacecraft because the atmospheric difference there. So of course in space the spaceships fuck up like always, crash, holes in it, spinning in outer space, having to reestablish gravity and shit like that. you know what happens. Fucking gravity. You seen that movie. You guys seen Interstellar. So in space, a whole bunch of shenanigans happen. But throughout this whole experience, Grace becomes really good friends with Rocky. They figure out, again, how that they collect that bacteria, and the bacteria eats the astrophage. They also figure out they can store astrophage in the ship to give it a little bit more gusto to get him home if he really wanted to get home, because he didn't have, again, no astrophage to get home. So they eventually found out they can get home and save the world after the relationship built and the knowledge they gained from being friends. Oh my god. Oh my god. The cutest thing ever, you feel me? But then towards the end of the movie, the Rocky gives some of the astrophage from his ship to Grace so he can get home, and it'll take 11 years less, or it'll get home in 11 years. It'll just take Rocky 6 years longer to get back to his planet and save his planet, which was also dying from the astrophage. So yeah, it was cool and happy-go-lucky towards the end until they figured out that the astrophage actually eats through Rocky's ship and actually going to leave him stranded in the middle of space, and he was never going to make it home. And Grace was going to be able to make it home, but he wasn't going to be able to make it live, and knowing his friend Rocky is just drifting in space and never make it home. So what Grace does, sends the bacteria in the astrophage solutions in a pod back to Earth. He uses the rest of his astrophage to go out and find Rocky's ship, which was just floating in space and dead. Rocky was out there running out of air and almost died, but he knew that Grace came back to save him. They used their astrophage to go back to his planet, where Grace just stayed and lived out his life with Rocky on his planet. It was a cute ass movie, man. Rocky almost died trying to save Grace in a certain scene when the ship was spinning and he got a concussion. We thought Rocky was dead, had the theater crying, bruh. It was crazy. I don't think, Ryan Gosling will win a Oscar for this role, but he was really showing his range. You saw his comedy and shit in Barbie. He was really comedic in this movie as well, but you saw his serious range too. He was acting with a puppet throughout the whole movie, and I almost forgot it was a puppet the whole time. Right after the puppet started speaking English, I thought he was with a little dog the whole movie. You feel me? So it was a good movie, good watch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it'll be up for one of my best movies of the year by the time everything comes out. Spider-Man, Dune, Doomsday, all that shit. This may be forgotten by that time. But it was a good watch to get us back into the theaters and get us ready for the upcoming openings and releases. You know what I'm saying? What else did I watch? Daredevil Season 2. Let's get into that premiere too, man. This one's going to be really short because I was disappointed. Season 1 was good. We actually got to a really good plateau. You know what I'm saying? We got to the apex and it kind of plateaued at the end of last season when Daredevil Matt Murdock took a shot for Kingpin, and he owed Matt Murdock one, and then Kingpin implemented this task force to hunt down vigilantes. They kill White Tiger, and they're out there. How close they are to ICE right now in relevance is kind of crazy. I don't know if that's going to take people out of it, politicizing it so much. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it is better when the Marvel stuff stays away from the political stuff a little bit, just to give people a release and not just automatically jump to a judgment because Marvel is playing so close to that and making those guys the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Though ICE is a terrible organization, terrible task force, I just think sometimes, just like football and politics, though comic books and stuff deal with a lot of politics, choosing to put those kind of things and be such a big part of the show could rub some people wrong. Hey, but I didn't really mind it, but I just was upset that not much happened here. You start off with a fight with Daredevil fighting on this ship, presumably to thwart a plan of Kingpin's, but it was a weirdly shot scene. Like, you saw Daredevil on the boat, he's beating people up. Fighting got a little bit weaker since the Netflix series, I'm not going to lie. Leaves a lot to be, wanted in their fight scenes. And just how fast it was over. Yes, he breaks an arm. It's brutal. I like how Daredevil fights. He fights and doesn't give a fuck. Some people fight just to, disarm and knock people out. He fucks people up. Yelling, screaming. I love all that. Charlie Cox is doing a great job acting blind. I love that shit. But the cut scene, the one scene that he's in the boat, other scene, the boat's sinking in the water, not showing us no explosions or how the boat's sinking, and then him just showing up on the shore. First of all, he's blind. How is he swimming? I've never seen Daredevil swim before. I thought being in the water would be the ultimate predicament for this man, but he was on the shore easily. the task force moving, doing whatever they want. I get it, but these vigilantes, I don't think they'll be going so easy. They would be fighting back. Swordsman would have fucked somebody up. You know what I'm saying? White Tiger would. I know he got shot. You didn't see that shit happening. I get it, but Spider-Man's fucking every task force agent up, no matter how many you get in the room. Daredevil be getting hands put on him, just like Invincible, bro. Hands. Like, show me that you're the dopest nigga out here. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. Jessica Jones gonna come in here and be super strong, whooping everybody. Yet we see motherfucking Daredevil get his ass whooped because he sees his friend having a heart attack. What? What? You get punched twice in the face and get knocked the fuck out? They have to be saved by Bullseye. Mind you, I jumped to the end of the episode because that's all that really happened. Like, why are we still talking to Swordsman? If we're not going to show him that he's actually Swordsman getting down, who gives a fuck? Having that therapist, that love interest that got attacked by bruh with the red mask. I forgot what his name was. Bloodstain, whatever the fuck his name was. Just her being so traumatized from that she's working for Fist now and becomes evil. I'm like, why? Why is she still in here? Who is she gonna be? Like, why? Like, where's Luke Cage? Where's Dragon Fist? Where's Punisher? All this other side shit that's trying to continuation from last season. Nah, bro. If you're gonna do that, put it 2 episodes this episode. Next episode, they're releasing 2 episodes at once. For what? For what? There better be action in both. I don't want to hear another episode of straight talking about bullshit. Like, you already got Matt Murdock hiding. For what? For what? What are we doing? What are we doing? Kingpin is the mayor. I get it. He's an evil person. He can do no wrong right now. He got everybody thinking that vigilantes are the bad guys, which I don't think would happen in New York. I don't think they're that gullible just to believe that Kingpin is just a say-all, be-all good guy after knowing that he's done bad stuff in the past. Like, what? All of a sudden, vigilantes are, we don't like vigilantes here. For what? For what did vigilantes do? What can you say? What can a criminal overlord that became mayor, whose obvious enemy has been vigilantes? Like, where's Batman at? New York is in fucking... Gotham's in New York, bro. Come give this nigga hands. Come show up as Bruce Wayne. Say some shit. Oh, actually, that's a different universe. I'm stupid as hell. But still, bro. If we out here doing shit, like, everybody else is in New York, like, how I really did fuck up with that Batman shit. I feel how stupid. But yeah, bro, there's other people in... Like, where's Spider-Man at? You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man ain't no task force. It don't reach Queens. Is Queens have its own mayor than fucking Hell's Kitchen? I don't know, but it's a lot of exposition. We have a couple of fight scenes from Daredevil, which again left a lot to be wondered. You saw him in his black suit, so you thought he meant business, but again, he just got mixed up. You be throwing the shit out of that Billy Club and fucking people up, but I need the hands, bro. I need the hands. You're a street level character with no superpowers. You have super hearing and shit like that. He's still filling on walls to know where he's going. How he figured out that shit was inside the, like, we need Daredevil to be a little sicker, bro. There was a argument on Midnight Boys that if Daredevil walked into Batman's Rose Gallery, would he give those people hands? And I don't know. Batman has hands that nobody is fucking with him. Though, I mean, Batman doesn't need no fucking billy clubs. Though he has gadgets and shit, he's giving you straight hands. He's came from a league of assassins, bro. Daredevil learned from a motherfucking blind assassin with a stick. I get it. He's raw, I'm sure. I haven't read the comics, but I'm not shading Daredevil, but I feel like he's very underpowered in this. And I feel like he's not even going to be the best character in his own show. We have to see a very, 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 very big level up. Very, very, very big level up if we're going to have this just go into Spider-Man and be a preview to Doomsday, because Daredevil, come on, bro. Come on, brother. I know you got it. I know writers, this is probably some layover shit from the last season because the strikes had fucked the show up and made you guys mix and match a lot of shit that you already filmed and probably using pieces, and this episode was just probably a filler, but please don't go out sad, bro. We put a lot of expectations on everything after Thunderbolts because we thought we was back, but Wonder Man has been the best thing so far, and everybody thought that was a fucking throwaway, so... Spider-Man, we talked about that trailer. You got a lot to live up to. Doomsday, you already know what you got to live up to, because Dune ain't even moving their date. December 18th, we got Doomsday. Both the motherfuckers is coming out, so you gotta do something. You guys aren't gonna have the IMAX screens, because Dune already took them all, so we're going to have to see. But check it out, guys, man. The premiere's out right now. I'll talk again about the next episodes next week, see if my opinion changed, but this shit's just kind of making me sad. Other shit that I am watching, though, Down to Fuck, DTF, St. Louis. Jason Bateman, why do I not ever remember his name? He's in everything now. Fucking Hopper from Stranger Things, fucking Red Guardian. You guys know his name. He's in that shit. Really good show. Jason Bateman's doing his thing. Great acting, great situations. Very good drama. Something to watch with your girl, something to watch with your man. A very good couples watch. If you guys like that one with James Barenthal and you know what I'm talking about. Fuck, I forgot that shit. That new Netflix show that was Raw. This is another shit down that alley. Invincible, of course, season 4, episode 4 just dropped. This one's kind of going all over the place. A lot of storylines in this season. Again, I thought it was season 3. I said season 3 last week. This is season 4. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Mark's still getting the hands, but he's kind of realizing his power a little bit more, becoming a little more OP, but it's dealing with the conflict of, do you end life to resolve a conflict, or do you use your power since you're so power to de-escalate in other ways? So he's dealing with that still throughout the season. And you know, his dad came back in the last one, him and Alan the alien, right when Eve was about to tell him she was pregnant with his baby. So hey, dun dun dun, spoiler alert, Amazon Prime right now. And lastly, Paradise season 2, man. It's getting better, man. I thought it was gonna be down in the dumps after season 1 was up and the first 4 episodes were kind of blah. But we picked up back where we left off in fast-pacedness in a way. The last 2 episodes, we kind of saw young Sterling K go through this shit with that fucking mailman guy just to end up getting blown up and betrayed by him at the end of last episode. In this episode, his wife goes back to the white dude after he takes the little boy hostage just to try to get his wife's attention. They talk it out and they just let him go at the end of the episode. We go back to Sinatra. She must have hit the doomsday button in the Colorado bunker and just dipped off and met this guy named Alex that everybody's talking about, who's supposed to be a big secret. Yeah. The president that died's son is out there with his you know, his little boo thing, which I thought was that died. They just threw her in jail. Good thing she's not dead. I thought she was in jail after she got pinned for killing the current president, but you know, she got up out of there. But continue watching that. It's on Hulu right now. Let me know how you guys are enjoying that. I just want to let you guys know some other shows that I didn't review that I'm watching. If you guys want to watch, you know, I got a plenty of list of shows that I watch. I pretty much consume everything. Pause. When it comes to, you know, content, television, TV shows, YouTube, I'll be everywhere. So if it's out, I probably don't watch it. If it's popular, I probably don't watch it. So if you guys haven't watched it, I'm passing the word along so you guys can. But yeah, that was my quick episode for today. Hope I didn't hold you guys for too long. This is the end of the episode where I let you guys know where to find me at. It's SAC_Lydell on Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on Snapchat. If you're looking for the pod, of course, YouTube. Thank you, AKA, like I like to say every time. You do a great job with these videos. We getting better and better. We getting thumbnails. We getting fucking edits. We out here making noise. You know what I'm saying? Bigger and better things to come all 2026. I hope you guys remember that. Hope you guys are supporting, hit those bells, hit the notification, leave comments, tell your friends, all that jazz. Because we're just trying to reach more people and get in that algorithm, you feel me? It's your boy Lydell Dinero. If you want to be on the pod, just let me know, man. Anybody's welcome. Just make sure if you want to be on the pod, you're serious and you're not just saying it to make me happy. You know, the people want to meet my people, and I want to be able to tell my people that you're going to be here and you actually come. So, pause. So, yeah, I love everybody that says they're going to be on here, and all my regulars that are on here. Keep coming on here because, you know what I'm saying, the people love you and can't wait to see you next. But for now, it's episode 279, 280 on the way. Let's go. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. Your boy, Lydell Dinero's in the building, about to be out of the building. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Easter if I don't talk to you before then. And yeah, be safe out there. Where that theme song at? It's right here. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias.